One. I think we're live. We're live, everyone. Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new stream, and that is right. We're live on this beautiful September 4th, 2024. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you are in the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself, and we are joined with Real Texan Politics and Tyrone.
The usual suspect.
Hello.
Yeah, and we'll actually have, I think, how do you say his last name? Gagnon?
Gagnon.
Yeah,
Gagnon.
yeah. So we're having a guest tonight. He's a little busy right now. He's actually working for I believe it's for the Hovde campaign. It's either the Hovde campaign or the Trump campaign in Wisconsin, and he has some insight for us. So he'll be.
I think he's working for Turning Point Action. So.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah. So he's someone on the ground that knows what's happening in Wisconsin. So we'll get to that shortly. But first, before we continue, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow social media accounts, the description down below. And like Tyrone usually says, join the channel for just $1 a month.
$1 a month, guys. Y'all can afford it. Don't make me baby talk, y'all.
Yeah, just $1 a month, folks. And of course, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, the best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chat's the best way to get your questions answered. Already a couple super chats. Prince Ryder has been a member for a month.
Prince, we missed you the other day.
Yeah. Barris poll has popular vote tied, comfortable Trump electoral college win. I saw that. We can't look at the poll yet because I don't think it's officially released, so we'll wait on that one. But yeah, thanks for super chat. Sophia Latkis for 2. Everyone download early vote action and TPA action. I agree with that. Support Scott Pressler. American Nerd for 10. Rap, what are your thoughts of the Minecraft teaser? I think it's okay, but I get the effects don't look the best in it, but I still want to wait and see before fully judging it. It looks like shit.
It honestly does.
It looks bad. Like El Carbo said, for those that don't know, go follow him. He's a great guy on Twitter. But he brought this up, like, the VFX from 30 years ago looks way better than that crap. But
it looks like shit. It looks like total fucking shit.
Alright, so before we get into
it's basically just another excuse for Jack Black to do some wacky antics.
Yeah. Okay, before we get into the actual prediction, I think we got to talk about what happened in Georgia today.
Yeah, there was a shooting in Georgia. Prayers out to everyone who was affected. 2 casualties.
No, there's actually, right now, it's 4 people dead.
Oh, 4 people dead.
Yeah, 2 students and 2 teachers right now. And I believe there was 9 injuries right now. There's someone that said 30, but I believe it's 9. But this was a pretty bad shooting that happened. Listen, if you're going to use this for your political gains, go fuck yourself. It's the same people every time. Instead of talking about how to actually solve these issues, they talk about, oh, just take away guns and call it a day. It's like, no. It's not how you solve this. But the fact is, these people use politics every time there's a shooting like this. It just pisses me off.
It's the same cycle over and over again. It's been going on, I mean, even before 2018.
It's been going on for like 30 years now. Since Columbine. Let's see here. DNA Junkie has joined the channel. Welcome so much, good sir. Princess Rider for 2.
Welcome to the channel.
Harrison, New Hampshire Eternal is D+3. Just saw it. Well, that might explain why she's in New Hampshire, which, by the way, she got exposed for that. But we'll save that for later in the prediction stuff.
But us people from Massachusetts.
Yeah. Blessing people from Massachusetts.
Someone brought it up. The whole Villages thing in Florida. That may have just been a bunch of people.
Oh, it was.
Like,
I think it got exposed.
Orlando, Tampa, Gainesville.
It's like a bunch of boomers from like Orlando and stuff.
Like Gainesville. Gainesville's like a liberal mecca, so.
Yeah. But yeah, so the Georgia shooting, I mean, this is bad. So apparently it was a 14-year-old student, and I guess they got, and this is the thing that pisses me off. It sounds like that they knew about this, possibly, but they didn't do anything about it. Does that sound familiar?
It really makes you wonder.
No, it's not. It's not that. I'm not talking like that. I'm saying like it is pure incompetence at the highest level. These people need to be fired and never be seen again. The fact this happens, it seems like every time there's a bad shooting like this, they apparently know about it, but they're so.
I think there was also a bill in Georgia that the lieutenant governor put forward or something that would allow armed guards and armed staff members in Georgia schools. And this school district in particular chose not to enforce it.
Which would not. So, it's not. I don't think it's anything like that. But you know how you actually solve this? For starters, just have a guard at the front door. That's a basic thing. Just have a guard with a gun at the front of the door, at the front of the school. That's the easiest way to prevent stuff like this from happening. It's not the only way, of course, but with the current environment we're in, yeah, we need to have this common sense reform, not, oh yeah, ban the guns. Really? Because I believe he's 14 years old. I believe even gun control wouldn't have prevented this, right? Because he's 14.
Oh yeah, I mean you can't legally buy a gun unless you're 18 or 21 in some places.
So it's one of those things where, yeah, it's just awful what happened here, but there's got to be an actual solution, not just ban guns and call it a day. There's a serious crisis in this country that no one wants to deal with. They just think,
You know,
ban
yeah, Europeans will make fun of us for it, but you know what? At least we can actually stand up to tyranny in our country.
Well, yeah. Alex Maddox for 2. Klobuchar thinks Florida's in play. I don't believe that. Spikes has been a member for 13 months. Screw the Dems that are making this political. Well, yeah, it's the same people. The same grifters that do this every time. It's a mental health
crisis, first and foremost.
Well, yeah, that's the biggest problem. But yeah, there's a bunch of ways to solve this. Again, have guards in the school. That's just common sense, I think. I don't get why that's not the case now, but I think just
they'll make schools prisons.
No, it won't. It'd be safer, but not only that, of course, focus on mental health, because it's literally proven fact that 100% of these nut jobs, they have serious problems, obviously. So if you prevent it from going out of control, well, you prevent these from happening. Gustavo G for 2. Michigan is now a problem for her. Nate Silver. Yeah, Nate Silver is getting people pissed off at him once again because he's saying that Trump might win. But yeah.
Well, it's also he's the same guy that banned ActiVote for having Trump +1 in a
yeah. The millisecond they find Trump with a lead, they throw him off the aggregate. That's just a joke, a complete and utter joke of the system.
It's a fucking joke.
By the way, one last thing I want to bring up before we get to the prediction. A certain somebody has a prediction of his own coming up pretty soon, and his name is Alan Lichtman.
Oh,
I thought his came out today, though.
No, he's going to release it soon. But listen, with what's happened on the campuses, you guys see what happened in, I think, Columbia University? I forgot which one.
Oh, yeah, they started protesting again. It was starting
to get violent. So...
Yeah, immediately when they started school, they went right back to protest. we knew this was going to happen. We knew this was going to happen. But no, it's not sustained, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, but I think if it goes on for a month, because the whole talking point was, well, it stopped. Yeah, because campuses were not open. They didn't have universities going during the summer, of course.
Yeah, congratulations. You're fucking full-time activists aren't.
Yeah, they're back at home in California or something. They're higher income house.
Activists.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that one pro-life activist who admitted she had an abortion recently?
Yeah, that explained. Well, you see, I shouldn't criticize someone because maybe that's she realized she effed up later, like Mark Robinson.
She had it. No, she had it, and then she immediately wrote on her Substack that she had it because it would ruin her college experience.
Bruh.
Never mind then. It's not like with Mark Robinson where they had to make a tough decision and they didn't.
No, that's whatever. I that's forgivable.
Yeah, it was 30 years ago. That was before modern advancements in abortion. Because 20 years ago, people didn't realize what abortion really was or what a fetus was. 6 weeks. People didn't realize that. So that's defendable. Not, oh yeah, I had an abortion because of college. Fuck off.
But I'm a pro-life activist, Jacob.
Yeah, it's always the same people. It's always the same people that do that crap.
Should I bet that she probably was one of those I'm not voting for Trump because he's not
100%.
choice.
100%, they're gonna be like, nope, yeah, he's too pro-choice. Yeah, coming from the person that literally got an abortion.
Yeah, Kamala Harris is more pro-life than Donald Trump.
Unbelievable.
I'm never going to
let's go ahead and get into the prediction. I think we're stalling.
Yeah, all right. So, like usual, folks, I think it's time we get into it. Like you were talking
about. Which
prediction
are we doing today again? I forgot.
We're doing Trump versus Harris.
Oh, okay. So
unless you want to wait for Gagnon to show up.
We'll wait for Wisconsin for Gagnon.
Okay.
Because that's his.
Trump sweeps all 50 states. Trust the plan.
That's real. Okay, so
and he wins DC.
He wins DC. That's true. Now, actually, he loses the main second, but wins everything else.
Real.
All right, so again,
All right,
folks, like
safe states.
usual, what?
Safe states.
Yeah, safe states. Again, folks, we do probability-based predictions here. Safe is over 90%, likely 75-90, lean 60-75, tilt 50-60%.
I love Zling.
Tied popular votes.
Yeah,
If
I
you
have
want
tied
my,
popular
if you
vote
want my
right now.
honest popular vote prediction, I'm thinking it's going to
I
be
think
like.
I think it's tied.
In my honest opinion, I
we're-
think Trump wins it by about kind of how Kennedy won it in 1960.
How much did you win it by?
Something like 100,000 or something.
So, like, basically tied.
And pretty much.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tied
We're-
popular vote. What's
We're
that?
at a point
yeah,
where-
Kennedy won it by 120,000.
Okay.
We're at the point where Harris is now at the point Biden was just before the debate.
Yep, it's happening again. And that's why now they may pull the debate. You hear about that? She may pull out the debates.
Yeah, because
I actually think it was confirmed she is going to do the debate.
Oh, well, they were
okay,
threatening them,
cool. So
apparently.
we're gonna go back to the post debate Biden or post Biden debate
Please.
polls.
Please happen.
But it's the only debate she's going to do because
Wait, she's
She's
only
got that-
doing one debate?
she's
Yeah,
got that
She's only doing
special
one.
friend.
It's the same thing. It's happening again. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, and the mics will be muted. So I mean, she'll still try to do her girl boss
But it won't
moment.
All right, American.
Yeah, because the mics will be off. She'll probably yell it out or something.
Yeah. American Nerd for 5. Rap, should we bring back asylums, electric shock therapy, and lobotomies to fix mental health crisis in this country? Not lobotomies and electric shock therapy, but yeah, bring back asylums, obviously. That's common sense. If you're mentally unwell, you should not be in society running around stabbing people. That's literally what's happening now. That's not even a joke. Alright. Should we get into the actual prediction? Again, safe states. I don't think we have-
Yes.
Yep, okay. We're not even talking about these states. Let's see here. Iowa, where is the Trump plus 20 poll? Where is it?
It actually doesn't exist. Iowa's a swing state. It's only Trump plus one.
Where the hell is that? We know it's real because a bunch of people confirmed it, but it's like they're just not releasing it. Whatever. All
You
right.
can't release this because it means I'm down in Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, basically. All right, California. We get the drill. We know what states are safe and not for sure.
Actually, Trump's going to win California because of Jesus.
That's real.
So true.
So
Jesus
true.
is gonna. Jesus himself is going to descend from heaven and campaign for President
All right.
Donald J. Trump.
So this is the current map. We got Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Florida.
Somehow I think Lila Rose would still find a way to vote for Harris.
Oh, she will. Harris could support, abortion of the birth, and she would support her. So, but yeah, we got Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Maine, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Nebraska second, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and Nevada to talk about. Yep, a lot of states. There's a lot to get to. So, we'll save Wisconsin for later.
Kamala Harris will make the GOP pro-life. Trump will make it pro-choice.
That's real. All right, okay. Princess Writer said they got the Eternals. Let's see here. Harris Eternals I saw were New Hampshire plus Harris plus 3, New Jersey D plus 8, North Carolina R plus 5, Florida R plus 11, Georgia R plus 8. Holy crap! Nevada,
that's a little too much.
Nevada R plus 9, Arizona R plus 3, Pennsylvania D plus 2, Wisconsin D plus 1, Michigan R plus 1, Minnesota D plus 4. No.
What about Virginia?
I don't see Virginia.
Damn.
Princess, please.
Okay, so
I
what
want
was
to hear
Michigan
about
again?
Virginia.
What?
What was Michigan? Oh, wait, never mind. I
R
see it.
plus 1.
R
How?
plus 1.
That's weird.
Pennsylvania is D plus 2? What the hell?
Okay. I let him cook. Prince Strider for hold on. We read that. All right. So speaking of New Hampshire, should we talk about that?
All right, yeah, that'll be our first day prediction.
You can't make this up. They got exposed. The Harris campaign got exposed for busting a bunch of people from, I think, Boston, was it, right?
Yeah, Boston.
Now, I want to be clear that it's not new for campaigns to bust people to campaign events. It's different when, they're from the same state. Like, they're from, what's a big city in New Hampshire?
Manchester.
Yeah, if it's like a
Which is,
Democrat area
that's
like that.
technically kind of in the Boston area already.
Yeah. But they literally bust people from Boston into New Hampshire. Unfreaking believable. It was like 13 buses and like half the crowd were these people. It's like, What?
Oh, it's so over for Trump. He's gonna lose New Hampshire, which he will anyways.
Well,
But
it doesn't really matter. It's like, who cares if Harris is campaigning there for the stars? Why the hell is she in New Hampshire? Why?
Well, I mean, we all know why. If she's having to campaign in New Hampshire, that's not good. That spells really bad news for her campaign.
Which, by the way, that coincides with the Eternals we just read. Which I don't. Again, there might be some questions here and there about Georgia and like Michigan, but so with New Hampshire, it's one of those states where demographically it should be very shit for Trump, but for whatever reason, Harris is not doing good whatsoever there. Why? Like, is it because of the? I don't know. Like, what's the explanation here?
I have no idea.
Like New
Hey,
Hampshire,
what's
I
up,
know
Luke?
what.
Wait, what's up, Luke?
Luke's on.
Yo, hello,
Welcome
is this
to the
working?
stream, hey, Mr. Is
Yeah,
it
How do you
Gagnon?
hello, this is
How do you?
Yes.
How do
Luke
you
Jackman.
Gackman?
it's technically Gagnon. Technically, if you
Gagnon.
want to pronounce
Gagnon.
it.
Canyon.
Yeah, if you want to.
Gagnon.
We'll call you Canyon.
Ganyan. So,
Yeah, you-
welcome to the stream, good sir. We just started the prediction. We're talking about New Hampshire. And now, before I forget, can you introduce yourself to the stream? Explain to people what you are.
Okay. Yeah, so I used to be known more so as Great Lakes Perspective. A lot of people.
Oh,
Probably
that's
know-
who you were.
You didn't
Yeah,
know
I
that,
used to be-
Tyrone?
No. I don't pay attention to people on social media, dog.
No, but I used to be Great Lakes Perspective. Now I just go by my real name because why not? And recently I got hired full time working for Turning Point Action, doing the new ballot chasing. It's called. So it's like, it's kind of different than standard door knocking. It's because you're supposed to go up to mainly just Republican households, and you're supposed to make like relationships with a lot of different like people in the community, and then from there kind of grow a network. And this is what the Democrats have actually been doing for like the
30 years.
past five or so years, and Republicans have just now caught on to it. So it's definitely, this is really the first cycle we're really utilizing it. So it's good to be a part of it.
So you work for Turning Point Action, did you say?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So that's actually like, first of all, W's in chat because we need more people like you actually on the ground. That's how
Yeah,
we're
and
gonna win the
I know
election.
that like in swing states, because if anyone here is interested, I know that Wisconsin has it for sure, because that's where I am, and Arizona does too. I believe Michigan has it. I'm not too sure, but look into it, because if you have free time and you live in one of those states, like if you have free time the next few months, like you should definitely get involved. And even if you don't want to do something like that, definitely reach out to your county Republican parties. I did so like just about a year or so ago, and since then I've gotten to meet so many different people. That's what got me this connection in the first place to get this job. So everyone should get involved with their county GOP. Like there's no reason not to. Even if you're in like a very blue area, like there's always going to be competitive races to like.
Oh, 100%.
Look at.
All right, a couple super chats to catch up on. McNasty Filth for 2. We are getting Harris campaign ads in southern New Hampshire. Yeah, we're talking about what the hell's going on in New Hampshire? Why is she campaigning there?
I'll also, again, Severn, New Hampshire, that's Boston Media Market. Well, actually, that does kind of make sense. It is still a swing area, though.
But it's like,
So
It
if
could
you're-
be for fundraising reasons though, because there's a lot of like
Maybe.
rich people there.
yeah, with Boston, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hudson,
yeah, that's where a lot of the donors are.
Hudson Dean for 5. How would this country in this current election look if Biden picked Tulsi Gabbard as VP instead of Kamala? There's no way in hell that would have happened.
No, yeah, that wouldn't have happened.
Dustin Carter for 2. You skipped my chat. What about Walls' brother? Did I skip your super chat on accident? Let me look back. Let's see here. Oh, I did. I'm sorry about that. Dustin Carter for 2. What? Go on.
I was saying, didn't it come out that Walls' brother was like, he's supporting Trump, but he like said he didn't want to come out? Like that was a myth.
No,
something like
Walls' entire family's back at Trump. They said it's like a
No, I just heard that his brother, who that whole thing came from, he said that he's supporting Trump, but he doesn't intend to release anything. Like people.
Yeah, but apparently the rest of her family is. So.
Well, yeah, I saw there was that picture that was going around earlier.
Dustin Carter, I forgot to read a super chat. Kind of worried about Georgia. Surely it flips Republican this year. We'll get to Georgia soon, but all right. How's New Hampshire looking though overall? How does everyone think about it?
Probably lean D by margin. I think it's going to be like 4 to 5 points Democrat by election day. But I think by probability, probably put it likely because I know you do it by
I like probability. I think that's just a better
Mhm.
like. Look
Yeah,
at it.
likely.
I'm saying likely. I agree. And I guess we gotta talk about Maine for a second
Yeah,
because
same thing for Maine. I think it'll be a similar margin to New Hampshire.
it's
But
one of
I
those
say
states.
probably probability is probably better.
I don't really see a world where Maine's all and New Hampshire are too terribly far apart.
But you see, with Maine though, it's not like New Hampshire where
I think it'll be to the left of New Hampshire, but only by like 2 points at maximum, maybe 3.
we'll see.
I could see Maine voting right this year, to be honest, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it likely. We'll just put it likely.
I
Because,
think if Biden was in, Trump might actually win Maine, but
yeah, I
not
think it was
with.
getting that bad.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about Maine flipping, but I agree
Yeah.
with that. All right, you know what? Screw it. Let's skip to Wisconsin right away since you're the Wisconsin expert here.
Yeah.
So
So,
go on.
oh, go ahead.
No. Go on. I was just.
No, I think Trump is gonna probably pull off the state. Like, we're getting some of those like 20. It seems weird though, because some of the polls seem to have addressed for the past errors they had in 2020. Like, it looks like Emerson, that's what they've done, because their poll, I think Trump +1 is about where it stands right now. And even Marquette, like Marquette had Trump leading, not only just leading, they had him leading in their August poll, which like Ron Johnson in 2022 was even down like 6 in their August poll. So
Jesus.
I think Trump is gonna win the state by he might even win it by more than we think. But I'm just gonna stay on the safe end. I'm probably gonna say by probability, probably lean R at this point.
Yeah. So like with Wisconsin, like what do you see on the ground though? Like with your experiences, are you seeing like any big shift, anything noticeable?
Well, I live in like the Milwaukee suburbs. There's a lot more enthusiasm for Trump this time around than there was in 2020, and I get
Really?
a lot of that's because it's a lot more socially acceptable now to support Trump than it was in 2020 to an extent. But you're seeing genuinely a lot more like Trump signs, a lot more people openly backing him than you did 4 years ago. I will say.
Yeah. So you're in the Milwaukee suburbs, like.
Yeah,
That's-
the South Side.
Yeah, South Side. Okay. Yeah, so if you're seeing that much enthusiasm, which I am also seeing it also, I mean the enthusiasm for Trump across the state's crazy. For everything I'm hearing. It's one of those things where like it could be a blowout. I'm not saying it's going to be, but I have never seen this much enthusiasm for one candidate. I just haven't.
Because I think that Trump is going to do better in the drift list for sure. He's probably going to do better up north. I think he's even going to do better in Waukesha, and places like that. I think the only counties that are really going to swing left are like Dane, and then maybe Ozaki, and even Ozaki.
I don't trust that
Yeah,
county
no-
one bit.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. But yeah, I agree though. Okay, what does Tyrone and Real Text have to say?
I don't know shit about your fucking state, dog.
Thank you.
I'd say lean to likely R. My rating hasn't really changed for it.
Yeah, I'm saying lean.
If anything,
Lean R.
what you guys have been telling me here, what you guys have been saying, just kind of confirms to me that yeah, it basically will be what I thought it'd be.
Yeah, it's one of those states where I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's one of those states where you could see like a 10-point shift one election. Not say it's going to, but
Actually,
Yeah.
I take it
I
back.
think one of these cycles, like, it's only a matter of time before the rural areas in the state just like bolt right. And once that happens, I think like Wisconsin's going to be pretty much what Ohio is. I think that Michigan and Pennsylvania are going to be battlegrounds for a long time, but I think Wisconsin's eventually just going to become a red state.
yeah, because with
At least at
Wisconsin,
the federal level.
where do Democrats have left to gain outside of
Like,
parts
yeah,
of
there's only
Madison?
so many votes they can keep getting in Madison. Like, even in the Supreme Court race, they got like 82%. Like, how much more can they really get
I
there?
don't think they get
Like,
much more. I think they're
Yeah.
maxed out. If like you beat
and like,
you beat
Mhm.
Dan Kelly by what, 12? Was it?
no, and another thing too about that election I think is interesting is even when the state was that blue, Waukesha County, Dan Kelly still got 58%.
Yeah.
So like I'm not really buying into this Waukesha doomerism because it's like in the best Democratic performance, Republicans still almost got 60 in Waukesha.
I
so,
think
you
with
know.
Waukesha, it's one of those counties where Republicans just have a set floor. You can't do much worse than like a 15-point victory, basically.
Like, yeah, they're obviously not going to get Romney margins again, but they don't need Romney margins if the rural part of the state is voting the way it is now. So.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Wisconsin. I think it's Leonard. Everyone agree? I
Yeah.
agree with it.
Yeah, we agree.
All right, Minnesota.
We agree.
Let's skip.
Adolf
Let's skip
Hitler.
over to Minnesota. Why not? Gosh, this one's a little bit tricky because the polling there is now looking good for Harris all of a sudden. How the hell do you go down
but-
after picking Walls? How?
Didn't it like cut in half? The
Yeah.
margin like cut in half.
It went from Harris plus 10 to Harris plus 5 in a month. Like,
Damn.
I don't get it. I don't get how that's even possible, but super chats, we gotta read through quick. Common Dorshgood for 5. Trump saying he lost in 2020 is a big FU to everyone that showed up at Stop the Steal and was put in jail. I mean, not really. I don't think it really is, but
He
Prince,
basically said he lost by a whisker.
Yeah.
Like, that's just,
whatever, who cares?
wow.
Prince is Writer for 2. Post the Trump Eternals in chat, by the way. I'll read through them. But yeah, someone talk about Minnesota. Thank you.
No.
I don't know. It's Minnesota. It exists.
Yeah.
Like Harris is probably going to do a little bit worse than Biden, but I think Walz is going to have an effect there because he does still have a positive approval rating as governor there. So I think he's going to do slightly better in some parts, but I think Trump's going to flip a couple counties, probably Winona. Like even Scott Jansen managed to win Winona, and it's in the lacrosse media market, I believe.
Yeah. it
So.
is.
Yeah, so I think that Trump's probably going to flip a couple counties, maybe Winona, maybe that one in the Iron Range, but I think Harris is going to ultimately win it by like 5 points or so. So a slight shift from 2020 to the right, but
Okay, so
I put it likely in the probability.
I agree with likely. It's one of those states where, I mean, it really comes down to what happens in Wisconsin and Iowa. If Trump's doing like 15 points better in Wisconsin or something crazy like that, yeah, you're done in Minnesota, but I'm saying likely. It could
I'm
change.
just so angry that like they throw out Biden because like we were looking at like potentially to see what a landslide would look like in the modern climate, but like they just ruined it, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
they ruined
not
it.
even from a partisan standpoint. Like it would have just been neat to see our landslide for once, but
Yeah, because the last real landslide was Obama 2008.
We got another member
Yeah.
joining the stream soon, by the way.
Who?
Who do you think?
James?
No.
Who?
Who's the other one that joins often?
Oh,
who's
aliens?
the other one?
No, Ye is joining.
Oh, Ye's actually gonna pull up for once?
Yeah.
All right,
Base.
Jacko Max for 2. Dem 2028 bench video. If she loses, Democrat equals weak bench. Oh, I agree. Their bench is awful. It is bad. Like your best options are Whitmer and Newsom.
I don't think Shapiro could win a primary,
He's
to be
not
honest,
can't.
because like he was the one like we were supposed to all be worried about, but it's like Harris literally got bullied into not picking him because he was Jewish, and that would piss off the progressives. So it's
Which is
like,
just crazy, but
yeah,
by the way, that may cost her Pennsylvania now. Congratulations. Good luck with
yeah,
that
it's
one.
funny. Like she would have probably had Pennsylvania if she picked him, but no.
Prince Ryder. Okay, not much, but here are some Trump Eternals. Virginia D+3, Florida R+13, Pennsylvania R+2, Minnesota D+2, Maine second R+19. So roughly in line with what Harris's Eternals were.
I
Let's see.
still think
Wait,
Virginia's
Maine
gonna be
second,
the
Trump plus
hardest.
19. That's like a 13-point shift.
Yeah, it's a big
pretty good.
shift. Which, yeah, with Maine being closer, that would make sense. Because you would see the shift in Maine second.
Well, no, if Trump is winning Maine second by 19, he's winning Maine.
Well,
Unless unless the first is like D+30 or something like that. Which
Yeah. Cameron Dorshkin for 5. Trump keeps moving left when he doesn't need to. 2016 proves he doesn't. What is he moved left on?
I guess marijuana, which is basically a non-issue.
Yeah,
Hey, what's
the
up,
way he
Jay?
did it, though, was actually smart. It's like, okay, we can legalize it, but just do it in your own home. Just don't do it in, like, public. And Ye joined. Hello, good sir.
Hi, how you guys doing?
Oh my gosh, you actually pulled up for once.
I know,
Hey,
right? Look at me go.
How's it going?
How's it going?
All right, the 5'2" person's here. All right.
Oh, sorry, 5'7", excuse me.
Boy, you're fucking 5'2" compared to me. Shut your fucking short ass up.
Because you're 6'8", buddy.
Yeah,
All right, back to the stream, you losers.
fucking manlets.
So, okay, let's go to Michigan, because that's
Fucking
another key
wanklet.
state.
I don't want to go to Michigan.
Let's go with Michigan.
Please, God.
Michigan,
No.
All right, Michigan.
I don't want to go to Michigan.
Michigan.
For whatever reason, Harris is doing bad here, polling-wise. Like, she's up by
at least
what?
recently, because she was doing super good for a while, but like she's plummeted there recently for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, every poll's like Trump +1, tied, maybe Harris +2. at
Honestly, you know
best.
what it is? It's the fabled Labor Day bump from 2022 finally coming into effect.
All
So-
of this, and Red Eagle still thinks Michigan's going to Harris.
That's real. But yeah, so when it comes
Still
to
talk.
Michigan, I think it comes down to for starters, what the hell happens with RFK? That is ridiculous, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's on the ballot.
That
I
is-
think they're just gonna have to keep him on. They're keeping him on there.
To be fair, though, I think like the people who are still gonna vote for him when he's on the ballot weren't gonna vote for Trump anyways,
they
because
were
like
gonna-
anyone who
they were
really
gonna
follows
Trumpers.
him knows that he dropped out to support Trump. So
Yes, I would say like he's getting like 1%, I would say. Maybe.
Ish.
probably less to be
Well,
honest.
it depends because like
I mean,
there's a chunk of RFK voters that are just never Trumpers. So
Yeah, well,
This
if
may
you
sound-
keep them
okay,
vote for Kamala Harris, then it's probably
This may sound like
Well, no,
cope.
'cause this goes into the argument of how much would RFK actually have gotten of the vote, because like I get he was polling at like 5% in a
I
lot of
still think
states,
5%.
but typically the third parties like they poll like that, but then they get like 2% in the end. So I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see though.
American.
I don't necessarily think if RFK gets enough votes though that's going to cost the state for Trump. If Trump loses, it's more so going to be because he didn't win enough votes, not really because of RFK. Because like I said, the voters who are going to vote, who would vote. What was I going to say? Shit.
They were
no,
gonna vote for Trump no matter what.
Yeah,
basically.
they weren't going to vote for Trump no matter what. That's what I was getting at.
All right, American Nerd for 2. When did Trump support legal weed? He announced it a couple days ago that he supports it, but not in public. He's saying, "Hey, do it in private. Who
Private
cares?"
use of marijuana, not public. Big difference.
Decriminalized marijuana. He basically, well, he didn't even say that he wanted to be legalized. He said that we
Just
shouldn't spend as
decriminalized.
much. Well, yeah, he said we shouldn't spend so many resources on it.
Which I agree
That
because
is
Which is
another
good
thing.
because remember in 2017, I think it was Jeff Sessions was the attorney general. We had high hopes that he was going to do all this stuff on the border, and then he spent the entire time just going after weed. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but like, weren't you supposed to like focus on the border mainly?
yeah,
you know?
I understand the idea. Like weed can be like if you don't control it, you turn it to Denver. You don't want that obviously, but like if you control it, it's not the problem.
So and it's like people should be going to jail. There's way more people who should be in jail than just people who are like using it. You know, like
So
I don't think.
here's another angle I want people to consider. You could still, even in the Air Force, you can get discharged for smoking marijuana. With the Air Force, it's actually pretty easy to get a waiver for it. With the Marines, Army, Navy, not really. If Trump were to decriminalize marijuana usage, that would remove. I don't think it would affect recruitment much, but it would remove one rather big yet annoying and ultimately inconsequential barrier to entry with joining the armed forces.
Yeah. Aquafan for 5. I think Dems know they will lose a presidency, and Walz was only chosen so that Trump would not be the first Republican to win Minnesota since Nixon. No, I just think they ran out of options. I still think that's what happened. They were going to pick Shapiro, but then they got cold feet. That's
I
what
was gonna say they were gonna choose Shapiro, but they're like, okay, that's the thing. Pennsylvania is a must-win state for Harris. If she loses Pennsylvania, the election is
She
over.
can't win at that
The election's over, right? So
Unless you buy
Trump's
into the
kind of a-
current RCP map where it's like red, Pennsylvania, Arizona, blue, every other swing
That's
state.
bullshit. I don't believe that one bit. But
Okay. This is a real question. Okay, which one's gonna vote more Republican, Georgia or Arizona?
we'll get
Georgia.
to that.
Arizona, I think.
Probably
I think
Arizona.
We'll get to that
because of
soon.
him. Because the border issue is like huge there. I saw it was bigger than the economy in a few polls. So I think
Yeah, but
Arizona-
like I just don't
Yeah.
trust them after what happened in 2022. I mean, like I'm not saying we
No,
ran
like,
good
here's the
candidates,
difference.
but every
People for-
Republican in Georgia won by 5+
Well,
points.
here's the thing: people memory hold this, but Lake was down by like 5 points in August in 2022.
Wait, really?
Like people forget that. Yeah, she was. You go
I
back, she was down
forgot
like
about
4 to
that.
5 in the average.
All right.
Let me
Mike for,
check.
Mike for 2. Michigan tilt R. We'll give Michigan in a second. Let's see here. Our dog show for 5. Pennsylvania said they'll take days to count votes. Hard to say Trump is a favorite in the state if it's not called an election night. That philosophy is just doomerism. If
That's
you just,
called doomer porn. You're a fucking nerd. Shut up.
American Nerd for 3. Trump campaign announced Catholics for Trump coalition. W's in chat for Trump's campaign. If you're a
Oh,
Catholic,
shit.
you're just type W's. That's all you got to do.
Trump.
Trump appealing to the Pennsylvania King electorate.
Yeah.
Gosh, listen,
Okay.
Catholics for Trump. I'm curious, how Catholic is my audience? I'm actually curious.
No, I'm not Catholic.
I know you're.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only non-Catholic in this voice chat, unless Gagnon is something else.
Yeah, you're Anglican, right?
Well, I'm considering converting. I'm not fully
What are you originally?
sure yet. So
What are you originally?
I'm kind of like I'm Protestant, like non-denominational. I'm kind of
Oh, I'm gonna be
undecided
real
at the
with
moment.
you. I'd rather you be Catholic than like a non-denominational Protestant.
Yeah, because some of them, there's nothing against them necessarily, but there's some that are just schizophrenics.
I am the
Oh
resident.
yeah, no,
Protestant.
like I know I
have
want to
everything
leave. Like,
against non-denominational Protestants.
yeah, I've already decided I'm not gonna stay that, but like I'm looking into all the options. So
All right.
And we're not here to talk about religion.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, I
curious.
know.
Space Cadet for 5. People say Trump needs to be more conservative. Are the same people who thought Mastriano was a good candidate for Pennsylvania. Well, that's not really good comparison because Mastriano just got screwed at the start and never had a chance. So
Mastriano gets screwed.
well, Mastriano at the same time just wasn't a good candidate.
Oh, yeah.
Like
No, he was
He-
less
he-
than.
like, he's a
Oh, well,
great
even
guy.
better.
He's very intellectual. Like he's smart. He knows his stuff, but he's just not good at campaigning. He was not cut
Well,
out
the
for the
problem
political.
is he was
I-
completely triage. Like there was nothing he could really do. I
Yeah.
think had he been given
No,
funding
no,
right, he
but
would
if
have
you like,
he
if
would have
you look at
lost and
his
it wouldn't have been
rallies,
close.
he was
but-
not. He had like no energy at all. That was the issue. Like you look at his rallies.
You look at his rallies.
I still think though, if he had actual money, he would have lost, but it wouldn't have been by 15.
It would have been by like 8 or 9, and I assume Oz would have won at that
enough.
point.
It would have been enough. Hell, I'm still fucking mad. Oz lost. Oz would have been.
That's the thing. People look at people go, oh my god, Pennsylvania was this blue, in a red wave. No, it really wasn't. It was just Mastriano tanked the ticket so hard that there was just no chance anyone Republican was going to win.
Yeah.
Just at that point, he kind of screwed the entire ticket, which, welcome to politics. That happens sometimes. But people who are using that and extrapolating that for this year are fucking stupid.
All right, be done for 2. My prediction: 291 Trump, Harris +2 popular vote. Aquafan for 5. I support legalizing drug use on private property, but it should be illegal on public property and within 100 feet of minors. Also do the same for cigarettes. Maybe.
I'm of the firm opinion that like anything smoked should be banned because it smells like shit.
I think if it's a private, I don't care.
I think you smell like shit.
Fuck you.
All right. Okay, speaking
I
of
know,
Michigan.
I know what you smell like.
So
That's-
recent polls
okay.
are like Trump +1 in Michigan.
That is one of the gayest things I've ever fucking said.
Yeah,
Okay.
you said quite a few gay things, all right?
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the stream, you clowns. So with Michigan,
I didn't do.
what? Okay, when it comes to Michigan, for real, recent polls have it like Trump +1. What are we thinking right now?
Trump
think-
+1.
I had
think-
it tilt Harris in the last prediction. I did. Maybe move it to tilt Trump at this point because like
This is a tricky one for me. Because
See, I am a firm believer in popular vote decides everything,
true.
which it sounds stupid, but basically, I think Trump's going to lose popular vote by about 2 points, and which basically means Michigan's probably going to be like within like a quarter point for either candidate. I do think Trump wins it though.
I have a
I-
tie.
Dude,
I-
the one thing
I
you're missing though, the only reason the popular vote is swinging is because California is magically going to move 10 points right, and every other state's going to move 1 point left. You don't
So,
understand. this?
that's what I don't understand. That's what I don't understand. California is polling 5 points right. Maryland's polling 10 points right. Virginia's polling 7 points right. I'm supposed to believe that Wisconsin's moving left?
Yes.
No. Yeah, apparently, right? Magically, all of the safe Democrat states are moving right, and all of the safe Republican states are moving right, but all of the swing states are magically moving towards Harris. It's bullshit. It's all made up.
The voices for 2. Hot take: all 6 swing states are Leonard. We'll get to the other swing states, but yeah, no, these people actually believe that every deep blue states shift to Republican, but the swing states that really matter, they're all shifting Democrat because sources said so.
Because, it
Bro,
came to me in a
have
fucking
you seen all
dream.
these people who have made their like how elections will look in 10 years maps, and it's
Oh,
just like
God,
every
it's
trend,
bad.
every
Every
it's like
Democrat
Ohio
trend
moves right.
continues.
You know what? You know what's the worst one is? Election TikTok.
Oh,
God.
Oh, no.
God, Mississippi,
talk about
safe Democrat.
Safe Democrat, North Dakota. Welcome back, Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Oh my
The
gosh.
likely Republican West Virginia.
Gotta love it.
What was
There
the
was a
one?
great
What was the
thread
one?
that
What was the
went-
one where they
no,
were like, "Oh yeah, we should just bus a bunch of Coloradans to Wyoming and get 2 free Senate seats." Yeah.
I posted this map that said, because Trump is getting so liberal, this is what the data is pointing to, and
It's-
Alabama was blue. And everyone in the comments was like, why is Alabama blue? And he was like, this is what the data says. I'm just giving
And it's-
Data. It came to me in a fucking vision. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, you could argue maybe Trump, on some stuff, maybe he made a wrong move here and there, but like, I highly doubt you see Alabama move left at all. Ethan W. Monster for 2. Why did they vet Walls?
Fucking dream.
No, they vetted Walls. Problem is, they ran out of options.
I was gonna
Everyone
say,
else
like,
was no.
Speaking of walls, are we going
They
to
just
talk
stated all
about
the things
how-
are fake.
Are we going to talk about how the House Committee on Energy and something? No, not energy, agriculture, whatever it is. For those who are unaware, Walls is getting subpoenaed for a $240 million fraud scheme he committed during COVID in Minnesota.
Bro.
Oh, what a great option. All right, for real.
Everyone wouldn't shut up about how Trump needed to like drop Vance as his
I would like
VP.
to point out. This means Walls could be a felon, guys. Tim Walls.
I'm voting
could
for.
be a felon.
voting
Yeah,
for
I'm
the
voting.
felon.
Well,
I'm voting for the
here's a-
convicted felon.
He already has a
Parenthesis,
mugshot
Tim
though from the DUI.
Yeah, from the DUI.
That was
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah.
He was clearly drunk in that picture.
Yeah, that was lame. Listen, if you're gonna get arrested for a real crime. DUI doesn't fucking mean anything anymore. Listen, I'm just saying. I'm not gonna. Actually, no, I can't admit to this. This was way too long ago. The statute of limitations already.
Oh, no, stop. No, just stop. Drunk driving's bad.
Oh my god, drunk driving's
It
bad.
is.
Source.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
My source
Michigan.
is that I made it up.
Michigan, Tiltar.
Tiltar,
Yeah,
screw both of you. All right.
Fuck you.
All right.
Michigan.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
yeah. He rep
No,
were
dude,
actually,
no,
were actually
the
putting Michigan
Walls
red
drunk
because
driving is going to make
Poland
him win
was-
Wisconsin because that's what
Exactly.
ET told me.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't believe people are actually pushing that theory.
He's
It's-
relatable, guys. He's
Oh,
so
bullshit.
relatable. As
Yeah,
he
the average
advocates.
Wisconsin
fighting
has
guns.
like 6 DUIs. So true.
I once saw somebody say Tim Walz is going to flip Michigan for Harris because he has relatable gay dad energy. Whatever the fuck that
Okay,
means.
next Pennsylvania. What the hell?
Okay, no. I'm actually good. I'm gonna have to stop you there, Rap. The reason that Harris is gonna win Michigan is because Vance is from Ohio. I think that's
Oh,
what's gonna
I
happen
heard about
here.
that one. I hate that so much. Like, are you
You've
kidding
got
me?
to understand, right? You don't
College
understand
football. Yes.
Michigan politics, you know.
Oh yeah, they care so much. Well, it is a big rivalry, but still, that won't change anyone's minds. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna vote against Donald Trump because he picked the Ohio State guy. Like, what the fuck?
You just don't understand college football, Rap. You just don't get it.
Whatever. Anyways,
You just
Pennsylvania.
don't understand college football.
Pennsylvania. Any updates there?
What do you mean? Any updates?
Well, voter registration is looking good there. Polling's looking good
Yeah.
there.
The thing with the voter registration, a lot of it is just because they made switching registration really easy.
I guess.
So
But
it's
still.
just a ton of ancestral Dems turning Republican.
But still, even though
um,
they looked further into it, it's still a lot of new Republicans.
Yes, it is. As for like actual new registration, like people who are getting like automatic voter registration, it's about a third for NPA, Republican, and Democrat. But still, I think voter registration is looking good for the GOP. I just wouldn't say it's like fantastic, you know.
Also, were Republicans
right,
doing very well in the mail-in returns, or like
Oh, yeah.
Democrats like collapsed?
Yeah, Democrats just collapsed like 15 points, and
Yeah.
Republicans went down like 6 or whatever. Which, again, it's early voting. It doesn't necessarily matter because of COVID, but still, it's like, that's a big deal that they lost 200,000 voters just like that in early voting.
Yeah, and the fact that Republicans, like, because people don't understand, people are like, oh, the only reason it's going down is because no COVID, but it's like, wouldn't Republicans go down by the same amount then?
Even
Like,
further.
no, Republicans.
Even
Yeah.
more.
Wow, it's almost like Democrats online are a bunch of fucking partisan hacks who don't actually want to talk fairly about what's
Dude,
been happening.
it's actually trending now on election Twitter that like Trump isn't even trying to win anymore. I see people making this take, and it's like, what are you guys talking about?
All right.
Yeah, what elections are you guys seeing?
Okay, Pennsylvania. How are we looking here? How does everyone feel about it?
I think I'm not saying it's solidly in his column, but I do think he's very clearly favored in the state at this
The
point.
betting markets have it even Republican. I'm saying lean Republican. Screw it.
Like I'm sorry, but like let's see. Like first of all, there's no quote unquote Scranton Joe to keep his margin down
Scranton Joe.
in that part of the state. Let's see. Philadelphia, the city itself is moving right. I don't like. There's not much evidence that the suburbs are going to get any bluer at this point. Maybe Montgomery, just because Montgomery's a fucking shithole, but that's about it. Like maybe Montgomery will move. Bucks is supposed to move right. Chester moved right against Fetterman. Oz did better there than
Delaware.
Wasn't that the one county he moved right?
that was the one count. No, that and Pike, because Pike was in the New York media market, but Pike moved right and Chester moved right.
Yeah.
The only two counties he moved. I think Chester's going to move right. Buck's going to move right. Even Delaware seems to, isn't it right trending from 2012? I'd have to look again.
No,
but I feel
Delaware,
like
it shifted 4 points left in 2020.
Okay. Yeah, so there is not much movement there either.
Well, and I think the biggest argument against him for Trump in Pennsylvania is just, do you really think Kamala Harris is going to appeal to the ancestral Democrats in Western PA?
Not to mention Erie County, Pennsylvania. Like I like that's going red. Like I think Democrats won it for the last. Yep. Yeah. Even as Dems lost. I think Dems won by 8 points statewide. They still lost Erie by like 3. Yeah. That county's gone for Democrats. Like I don't know what happened in the last couple of years. Yeah, I think something happened where the county is going the way of Mahoning, where it used to vote Democrat, it came to vote Republican. I think now it's just gone.
Yeah, now I think
what are the Americans doing?
But it's one of those things. So it's like, where does Harris do better in Pennsylvania? I'm just being dead serious. Where in Pennsylvania?
Montgomery,
maybe like center because the college. I don't know.
Montgomery.
I think Center's registration is actually turning towards us.
How? What?
I was gonna say that's like the one part of the state. Either way, Center is not worth anything, right?
Yeah, it's like 70,000 votes.
Yeah,
I think
no one lives there. That's the reason.
Montgomery will move left. Yeah, Montgomery's going to move left. I think Delaware might move left. Chester's going to be stagnant. Bucks is going to be stagnant or right trending. Philadelphia is going to move right.
And I have a hot take for all this. I think the biggest shift in Pennsylvania will be northeastern PA. I really believe it'll be a 15-point swing. I'm betting that right now.
I would not be surprised if Trump was able to narrowly carry is it Luzerne?
Monroe and Lackawanna.
Riz used to get it.
Yeah, Luzerne's already solidly Republican, at least for
Luzerne is actually
no.
very likely going to flip in his registration.
Oh, Lackawanna. Yeah, it's Lackawanna, right?
Yeah, Scranton. Yeah, it's Lackawanna. I wouldn't be surprised if he flips Lackawanna. I'm not saying he's favored there. I'm not saying he's guaranteed. I still have it at like D plus 3.
Because what happened in 2020, you could argue Biden won Pennsylvania because of northeastern PA. If it wasn't for that, he might have barely won, but his entire shift basically came from like Allentown and stuff.
I'll say he really only won because where is Quebec Kamala gonna improve on here,
Yeah, where? Quebec, God. Garrett Vanikar for 5. Pennsylvania lean Republican. The collar counties have a bunch of Trump signs. Even Bucks and Montgomery County, the RFK endorsement helped them. Also, the Harrisburg rally was big.
I love me some Bucks.
Well, and that's another thing. Like RFK might.
Don't you love yourself?
Yeah,
because he's off the ballot. He's fully off the ballot there, right?
Yeah, and for whatever reason, there were some polls out there was like RFK was like hurting Trump like clearly, but like 5 points in Pennsylvania. There's been some studies on that. It's like that's a big deal. Now he's off the ballot. I don't know. Ben Sinnix for 2. What would a 20-point win in Iowa look like for Trump? He wins basically. Well, just for Iowa or the country as a whole?
Just for Iowa. Let me just pull it up.
Place like Scott, Lynn, and Black Hawk County would flip.
Oh yeah. He flips Polk. Trump will flip. Oh wait. Never mind. That's me shifting to 20 points to the right. Hold on.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm magically shifting the popular vote to the right by 20 points. Sorry, let me rewrite reality.
Well,
it's basically a 12-point shift to the right. Okay, he would. Okay, Black Hawk flips. Scott flips. Story is like D plus 5. Polk is D plus 3.
Yeah, but
Lynn is D+2.
I think he's asking for nationally. I think if it's a national adjustment like that, Wisconsin's gone from Paris at that point.
I think Minnesota's gone at that
Well,
point.
because people understand Iowa's not exactly the same as Wisconsin and Minnesota, obviously, because it doesn't have a Milwaukee in it. But if those areas are shifting 20 points Republican, what the hell do you think's happening in the Driftless area?
Wait, is Seltzer just never gonna release that poll? Is it just gonna?
It's in the void. It just gone forever.
It's just.
You can't
Yeah,
make this up.
it's actually fake.
We know it's
The
real.
real poll is Trump +1. The Trump +20
No,
number
Harris
is fake.
+2,
It's
Harris
actually
+2.
Trump +1. Iowa's a swing state guy.
All right, American Nerd for 5. Rap, do you think the Scranton area will trend right this year? If so, by how much? And how much will those trends affect on the down ballot races? I think if it trends 10 points Republican, I think it will. Cartwright and Wilder done. That's my take.
Okay. I actually did have some news regarding Virginia, North Carolina. I'll share the Virginia news when we get to it, which actually is the next state that we're doing.
Yeah,
So,
what happened in Virginia?
Winston Sears has an announcement for tomorrow at 6:00.
I wonder what that could be.
I wonder if she's running for governor.
Let's see. It takes place in Virginia. She's running for governor.
It's Virginia Beach.
More than likely she's running
Which,
for governor.
here's the thing with Winsome Sears. She won off the coattails of Youngkin. She's going to lose
Well,
by
no,
7.
I thought she did better than Youngkin.
No. Youngkin did the
I
best.
think Youngkin did the best of the free.
Yeah, no, it went Youngkin, Sears, and then
Myers.
Mayorkas.
Miares. But the thing with Miares is Miares was had to beat an incumbent, so his performance is a little bit more acceptable. Sears just won an open seat.
Polite rude guy for 5. What makes a drunk guy more happy when he finds his keys? Oh God. Test channel for 5. You guys need to talk to some young white women. I think it might open your eyes to a blind spot. They are going to have a huge impact for Dem, sadly.
I love young white women. I don't understand.
I love talking to young white women. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Richard for 2. Will the Senate seats follow these projections? We'll do Senate predictions tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Object Clays Cater for 2. Everyone remember, Vance gerrymandered Ohio in 2022. That's real.
This is true. DeSantis is the same thing. DeSantis gerrymandered his way to victory.
Who said that, by the
Florida.
way? That Vance gerrymandered Ohio? Who said that originally?
I don't know.
I really want to know who said that.
I don't know, but they're absolutely correct, you know?
You guys can't forget the amazing 10 out of 10 tweet from the Tennessee Democrats where they said Tennessee is not a red state, it's a purple state that's been gerrymandered and voter suppressed into oblivion. You know?
Classic.
Oh my gosh. All right. Virginia.
Me killing my electoral prospects.
Okay, Virginia.
Lean D. Move on.
Lean?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. We
He
agree.
does probability. He does probability.
We agree.
Well, because race and poll, it's only Harris +3. That's
Lean D.
We do. He does probability though, so I think probability is definitely likely.
Yes.
Yeah. Lean D. We know what we're talking about.
Fine.
I don't. However, I'm very confident in what I say.
Okay. It is only Harris +3 in the polling. You know what? For now,
And
we'll say
intelligence.
Yeah,
Until we get more data, because I assume
Yeah, because
data's
the
going to
fact
shift
is,
it.
if she's doing that bad in Virginia,
You gotta understand. She's doing 11 points worse in Maryland. She's doing 6 points worse in California. She's doing 7 points worse in Virginia. I mean, that's the thing. All of the statewide polling that is not in a safe state, which is convenient for Harris's electoral prospects, shows a pretty massive shift to the right.
where's
from
all the
2020.
polls? Why do these pollsters still polling like California? Why? What's the point?
I guess because they're trying to gauge the House, right? Because
I guess that makes sense.
and that's the thing. I know that minority turnout is not very good in jungle primaries, but Democrats got smoked in the House races a
Tom
couple months
Duarte
ago.
looked like an electoral juggernaut for
He
crying out
won
loud.
didn't he win by double? Wasn't it like 55-45?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like all the data we have outside of, hey, Harris is magically only doing better in the swing states, but tanking everywhere else, show that this election probably won't even be that close.
Polite rude guy for 2. Virginia's tilt Republican. I wouldn't go that far just yet, but if you're Harris, you do not want to be up by just 3 points. You want to be up by, at the bare minimum, 6. Like, worst case scenario. Because anything less, well, you're getting crushed everywhere else. So, all right, North Carolina. This is a weird one.
Okay, so the North Carolina news I had, it was just Liz Cheney had the event at Duke. That's where she endorsed Kamala Harris. She also endorsed Josh Stein, and
Wow.
or was running against Michelle Morrow.
Wow.
That's basically
I
it.
didn't know that.
It is kind of funny because Liz Cheney was the type that like she celebrated whenever Roe v. Wade got overturned, and then obviously her tweet didn't get any traction because she's only followed by Democrats, and now she's endorsing like one of the most pro-abortion Democrat candidates we've ever had.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, who is?
Liz Cheney.
Who's
Liz Cheney?
Liz
Oh,
Cheney?
oh yeah.
Do you not know?
Yeah,
who
she's
Liz Cheney is?
just now endorsing
Oh no,
Harris.
Sir,
no,
sir, do you
I
know
just
who-
tuned out for a second, so I didn't know who you were talking about.
No, we're talking about your mom.
Stop.
Your
Okay.
mother.
Garrett Vanderkar for 5. 75%
Amazing.
of car accidents are a result of sober drivers. Statistically, it's safer to boot. No, stop. Stop. Okay, no, for real, Chad. Don't drink and drive. Don't.
Stop drinking and driving.
Stop.
The stream is definitely very amazing when it comes to debating like this should be the deciding issue of this election is drunk driving legalization. That's what we should be talking about.
I made a joke the other day when I was almost convinced Harris committed. I don't know if anyone saw, but there was like apparently a fake story about how Kamala Harris booze cruised and paralyzed a 13-year-old
I
kid.
fell
from
for
the
it.
waist down.
I have to admit I fell for it.
Obviously, I'm glad that's not real, but at the same time, that would have been a gold mine.
She would have had my vote.
Stop. Sophia Latkiss for 2. Didn't Liz Cheney say Kamala was incredibly radical? Yeah, she said she was a socialist back in 2020. That's Liz Cheney for you. That's
Me killing Liz.
stop. Stop. All right, North Carolina. This one. What's going on in North Carolina? Does anyone know?
Rap, have you not seen the polls out of North Carolina in 2020 and 2016?
Well, I know they're pretty. They can be bad.
This is not new. Move it as lean R. He's gonna win it by like 3 or 4 points. That's like just how it is.
No, didn't in 2020 like Tom Tillis didn't lead a single poll the entire election and
Yeah,
he
he
won.
was supposed to lose Cunningham by 6.
And then he outperformed Trump. Yes.
Yeah, well, to be fair though, I think didn't Red Eagle like sink his campaign though? I think it was Red Eagle that.
I don't
leaked
think
that one
Red
story.
Eagle did that. I think it was just Red Eagle reported on the scandal, but I don't think he sunk it.
I know.
Like
That's
there
kind
were
of a
other.
meme though.
Yeah, Red Eagle. Yeah, he saved the Senate.
No, he would. Well, I know
Same
Red Eagle would always have his comments rated by like Kel Cunningham fans. Like they would always rate his comments. So he almost got he got bullied into putting the race lean D for like half the year. I know.
91Z28 Bear for 2. Liz Cheney was born a man. Well, yeah, probably. I wouldn't be shocked. Plate Rude Guy for 2. I have to have at least one DWI to be a frat. Don't do that. Ben Cynics for 2. Let Mark Victor moderate the debate. Oh God, I remember. Was it the age of consent guy?
That was the libertarian in the Arizona Senate race who went on stage and said the age of consent should be up to a vote.
I love how like both candidates during that debate like just pretended Mark Victor didn't speak.
They did not acknowledge him a single time.
Yeah, they were
Not
like, who the fuck's
once.
this guy? Why is he here?
They were like, who the fuck? And then he dropped out and endorsed Masters, and he's still got still costing the election. I hate when lowbirds do that shit. They run and they're like,
Kelly got over 50%.
I'm gonna.
So
Yeah. It didn't matter anyways because Kelly got a majority. But still, I hate when lowbirds do that shit where they run for a seat and then they're on the ballot and they go, oh, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna drop out.
I'm gonna drop out because the democracy.
But they're still on the ballot. So like,
Speaking of which, the Libertarian
ballot?
the Libertarian dropped out and Colorado safe, but we'll get to that later.
We'll do
Yeah,
the House
isn't he
prediction
still on the
Friday.
ballot?
That's my plan.
You know what else is on the ballot?
I don't know.
democracy.
Fuck.
I've heard whispers that the Trump campaign or Trump victory party on election night will be at the exact same spot he got shot at. I think that'll be a good idea.
In Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, fascism is on the ballot. If you follow that one
Sophia
resist slip.
Latkiss for 2. People should DM frat Instagram so in swings to register. Oh, I agree. Like if you go to football games and stuff, go harass some of the college students. Tell them to register to vote. Play
Vote for our Lord and Savior, Donald J. Trump.
If you crash while drunk, that's skill. Okay, stop. Seriously,
Please,
stop with
Donald
the.
Trump.
He's
Donald Trump.
completely correct. He's completely
Stop.
correct.
No,
Listen,
seriously, can we stop
okay,
now?
if you drink and drive often, you will get better at
No,
it.
stop. Just
No.
stop.
This channel is gonna get like nuked.
Oh my gosh. Okay, North Carolina. Screw it. What do we have it?
Leanar.
Likely.
Oh, that's fun. Even I'm not that cocky on it.
I'm
no.
saying lean for now because I have no clue what's going on there.
I mean, well, probability, I'd probably say likely, but
I'm saying
nah.
lean. All right, Georgia.
Oh, you put lean for Virginia? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Actually, I'm putting likely Virginia. Anyways, Georgia.
Safe are. I'm just kidding.
Tilt.
I would say Tiltar. I think he's favored in the state just because, Kamala Harris can be Indian or whatever, but I don't think it's going to save her with black turnout. I don't think her putting on a fake Southern black accent's going to save her either.
Well, I think it comes on like if Trump is really getting like 20% of the black votes still, she's screwed in Georgia.
Oh yeah, because if you see the exit polls,
It's like 95-5.
Yeah, and also it is kind of funny whenever Herschel Walker lost in 2022, he still won almost 60% of college whites, which is just hilarious to me. But anyways,
That's Georgia in a nutshell.
That's Georgia. If you're winning 60% of college whites anywhere else in the country, you're winning in a landslide. In Georgia, you're still losing because the state is majority minority right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think right now in the state of Georgia, I think it's tilt Republican. It's one of those states where we just gotta wait and see. But some of the polls I'm not liking, but at the same time, it's like, if Trump is really doing 20 points better with black voters, you're gonna wait and see. Alright, Florida. I wonder how this is gonna go.
Oh.
What was
Probability-
that?
Probability safe are margin likely.
Yeah, safe.
Well, I don't know. Like I think he's gonna win it by like maybe anywhere from 8 to 12 points, probably more towards 11 or 12. But I'm going to put that
So
as
guys,
likely in
Florida's
terms of margin.
flipping to Harris because in the ancestral Republican area of Palm Beach, she had
Yeah,
50
I
people
saw
in
that
the
tweet, by the way.
The Republican stronghold that voted 2-1 for Biden, West Palm Beach.
West
Look
Palm
at
Beach.
this part.
Alright.
She had
Oh
50
yeah, the
people there.
villages. She's
Cooked
getting a
in-
big
no,
crowd. in
and
the
she got
villages.
like
Totally
50
do that.
boomers in the villages to go to that event
Yeah,
too. So
and
the
it's like 5 people in the building, and that's a big rally. Like, whatever. Cameron Fulgod for 2. Drinking and driving forces you to focus. Okay, stop. Stop with those jokes. Polite rude guy for 2. Spoiler alert, Georgia's tilled. Florida and Texas is likely. I have Florida safe right now. Could that change? Maybe, but if I have a vision, it might go Democrat. That's also how these people react, though. Like, unironically, they actually believe, yeah, I had a vision that Florida was Democrat.
It came to me in a dream.
All right, Texas. Oh, by the way, with Florida, did you guys see that Kyle, what's his name? Kyle Sweeter, that Democrat from Alabama, or Republican? What's the guy's name?
Yeah,
Oh, I
Kyle
hate that
Research
guy.
something. He's from Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, he's that quote-unquote Republican that supports Harrison, like, he's a big
No,
name all of a sudden.
That dude like 2 weeks ago made a tweet where he said Trump is an extremist on abortion, and then like a few days ago said that Trump is pro-choice,
Yeah.
and that's why he's voting for Harris. Like that dude has no like legitimate politics.
But
He
no,
just-
he tweeted something about Florida. Like, there is a poll conducted out of Miami Beach, I believe. And yeah, or Miami-Dade, I should say. Yeah, it was Miami-Dade. Just for context, this county voted for Biden by 7. And the poll was, this was the headline. Not word for word, but like roughly. Donald Trump and Kamala Harris tied in Miami-Dade. All right? That's a 7-point shift. This bozo tweeted, Kamala Harris is in a strong position to win Florida.
Miami-Dade is
true,
high, and
so true.
Listen, if
yeah,
Trump
but that
is-
would involve like Orlando. That would involve like Orange County voting like D plus like 30 or something.
Yeah, so this guy, he really believes Miami-Dade being tied is good news for Harris. Oh, I gotta love these Republicans.
There have been dumber people who made it through history, to be fair.
Oh man, all right. Texas, Texas people, speak
They
your
are.
minds.
Safe. Likely by margin. No.
Margin's likely, probability safe.
Yeah, I think he's winning it by like at least 7 or 8
And
points.
can you guys explain the whole voter registration stuff? Like, what's that about? Like the voter purge?
Oh yeah, a bunch of ineligible voters like dead people, felons, and such got taken off the voter rolls, and he'll probably get sued for it and all that stuff. But I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna say I agree with that actually. Safe Republican, which by the way gives Trump over 270. By the way.
By the way, I'm wondering if it's possible, like if a judge orders all those ineligible voters to be put back onto voter rolls just because of democracy.
I don't know. It might be too late, but no. Would it be funny though if like he forces them to vote? Like he's like, no, you have to vote. Not just you're eligible to vote, you have to vote for democracy.
Me when I vote my family.
All right. Why have New Mexico toss up? What do you guys think about New Mexico?
Likely.
D.
I'm saying safe right now.
Probably likely probability safe for margin.
Yeah, I
Or
think
for-
safe right now.
Oh wait, say yes, my bad. Safe for probability, likely for margin.
All right. Nebraska.
Although, I mean, you could put it likely for
I
probability
think
as well.
safe.
But
I just, it's one of those states where unless there's a huge shift with Hispanics, and on top of that, you got to win whites in New Mexico. For whatever reason, New Mexico whites are not.
I think you have to
conserv-
flat out win Hispanics in order to win New Mexico.
Basically.
New
I
Mexico
think
whites
the
are
rural
conservative
Hispanics
because they like
actually
to
vote
LARP as
quite.
natives.
I'm pretty sure rural Hispanics actually vote quite Republican
Oh,
in
they
New
do,
Mexico.
but Albuquerque ones.
Okay,
No, it's those
okay.
ski resort.
It's weird.
It's those like ski resort areas that are the most.
You know who else is weird? JD
JD Vance. Anyways, okay.
You know what? You know what
this is
JD
the
Vance
thing, right?
is? You know
Weird.
where JD Vance is from? He's from Ohio. You know what happened in Ohio?
Stop.
Riz used to get it
Just
in
stop.
Ohio.
Okay. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Fuck.
What were you gonna say?
Bastard.
You have dementia.
Something
well-
about Hispanics.
oh,
and
Hispanics in New
okay.
Mexico.
Okay, yeah, Hispanics. Okay. This is a thing in both New Mexico and Texas. What decides how Hispanics vote is religion. Protestant Hispanics are very, very conservative, while Catholic Hispanics are like D plus 20-ish. That's the distinction, right? In all of East New Mexico and like the panhandle of Texas, they're all Protestant Hispanics, so they're very Republican. The ones in South Texas are Catholic, and although they're right trending, they're still like D plus 20 or D plus 25.
Okay. All right. Plate rude
But
guy.
those are also the ones that have been there for like hundreds of years.
Those are the Tejanos, yeah.
Plate rude
Same
guy.
thing with New Mexico to an extent.
Well, yeah. That entire region as a whole. Plate rude guy for 2. Arizona, Nevada, or lean Republican. All right. Time for Arizona. Speaking of the states.
Leanar, definitely.
Leonard.
Yeah, I'm saying Leonard.
It's
I
not
think
by
that CNN poll kind of
probability.
sealed it. I think that
With probability, it could almost be likely, but
I
I think
wouldn't go
still
that
put
far
lean.
just yet.
Yeah, just put lean to be
Because
safe.
the problem with Arizona is like you have to worry about the McCain voter, which they're dying out by the way, but you don't know if these are going to vote or not. So we just
I
gotta
think
wait
the
and see.
I have a
immigration
feeling
issue
that
though is
Meghan
even
McCain's
pushing
probably
them
about
at
to
least
get
to vote for Trump
Well,
over.
no, now you got
Harris.
McCain's son saying, "Oh, you can't go to Arlington. Yeah, I'm gonna vote for Harris now."
I've got a feeling that Meghan McCain's probably going to get disowned by her family for not being like on the Harris campaign.
Who?
Meghan McCain and John McCain's daughter.
Yeah, she's not endorsed. Did she endorse Biden in 2020?
Yeah, she voted for Biden.
Oh, yeah, because she's not voting for either of them. She said. This
I mean,
time around.
I think, in my opinion, I think she will vote for Harris in the end, but
I
it'll
don't
probably
think
be
she's
like
going to
more of a
publicly
private vote.
endorse it.
Who left?
Oh, we
yeah.
lost CA.
It's over. It's over.
American
I
Nerd.
mean, she bashed Tim Walz and got slammed by like all the McCain people, like all the McCain Republicans and Democrats and such.
All right, American
Well, I mean,
Nerd.
pretty much everyone that likes McCain now is a Democrat. So
Well, yeah, American Nerd for 10. Hot take: the GOP has 2 major factions within it. A smart faction that supports Trump / Vance and is working to get them elected, and then there's a stupid faction who just complain about everything. Well, yeah, that's the GOP. Half the party wants to actually win, the other half are just like, they're so worried about principles that they'd rather lose than win.
better to
Yeah,
lose.
it's funny. None
better
of
to
these
lose
keyboard
with
warriors who
principles.
won't shut up about how Trump's losing, he's running to lose. Like none of them will ever like even door knock for like a day.
They won't.
Like
They
these
won't say
people don't.
anything. Yoshi fan Nick for 5. Hey Rap, saw the Reagan movie over the weekend, very good. And during the movie, I saw a trailer of Abraham Lincoln documentary about him being gay. Wait, what? That turned south real quick. Wait, what?
I don't know about that. I saw a trailer for the Matt Walsh movie, and
The Reagan movie looks good though. I may have to watch it.
I'm
Well,
biopic
no,
about
it
Bob
sounds like
Dylan.
he's,
Which,
it's like how you know how when you go to see a movie they play trailers
Well,
before
yeah.
it and they're not.
So there's
Yeah,
a
it probably was
trailer
one of
for a gay Abraham Lincoln. Okay, we
I did
they
not see
would
that
make-
when I
they would
saw
make
Lincoln.
something
And I
like
sat.
that
I did not
100%.
see that when I saw Reagan, and I sat for the whole thing. So
Was it good? By the way?
Well,
Yeah.
no, no, it's not built into the movie. It's
Yeah,
like
it's a teaser,
the
yeah.
yeah, it's the trailers that play beforehand.
All right. Tech G 490 for 5. Colorado doesn't deserve to be written off as safe Democrat. He did the math, and in raw primary vote, it was Trump plus 5. And if Haley voters split 50-50, it's Trump plus 6. Well, no, the problem is, like, primary turnout you gotta be careful with, and plus it's Colorado. A lot of people.
Yes, I am going to write off Colorado because Colorado sucks.
Yeah.
It's a blue state now.
Polite rude guy for 2. Abraham Lincoln is not gay. He is a Christian. And second part's a little bit debatable.
Well, John Buchanan was probably a gay guy, but whatever.
Yeah, but like Lincoln, I think he was agnostic, and that's what they
No,
figured.
he was a Christian. No, he was Christian. This is a debated thing, but he was very religious. I know.
All right, Ethan W. Monster for 2. Pre-debate Harris were in the end game. Yeah, this is pre-debate, which, by the way, we may not even see the debate, but who knows?
I'm pretty sure I saw it was confirmed.
I hate to interrupt, but yeah, you were thinking of Jefferson. Jefferson was like agnostic.
Yeah, Jefferson. Yeah. American Nerd for 2. Lincoln had a wife and kids. He wasn't gay. Well, because someone said something 100 years later or something. That's probably what they're gonna say.
90% of these historical figures are gay are just because people don't understand that people used to write differently. Like, that's 99% of it. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
he wrote like he sounded intimate in his writings, and it's like people just used to
That's literally
write
what people wrote back
different.
then. Yeah.
Trump
Yeah,
plus
it's
16
like-
poll in Oklahoma.
What?
Trump plus 16 poll in Oklahoma.
No way. Post it. No way.
From who?
It's Sooner poll.
Oh my, those assholes are back again.
Back at it again.
Send it here. Oh my.
Sooner poll?
Sooner.
Sooner.
These clowns, didn't they have, who's the governor of Oklahoma?
Kevin Stitt.
Didn't they have
They
Stitt,
probably
like,
had the-
losing?
Probably.
I'm pretty sure
God.
they.
Here we go again. You can't make this up.
Well, they clearly are making it up, though.
Back in 2020, Trump won Oklahoma by 33 points. Oh my god.
Oh, here's another one. I just found this one. BSP research: Trump tied with Harris among Cubans.
What the hell?
Cubans.
Wait, hold on. Cubans? Oh, throw the
Yeah.
poll in the garbage. Get out of here. Get it
BSP
out.
research. That's. I mean, it's probably national, but even then, like Miami.
Cubans are
is,
freaking like 80% Republican at this point.
No, here's the thing. Like, it's very hard to poll like such a small
Oh, yeah.
group like that.
Whoops. Wrong thing. But yeah, this Oklahoma poll is claiming Trump is going to do 20 points worse in the states.
So
Can't make
true.
this
He
up.
is. Rovember is
Rovember.
back.
Dustin Carter for
November,
2.
yeah, Trump's gonna lose Tulsa. He's gonna lose Norman, and
He's
all
gonna
that
lose
shit.
Arkansas because of the referendum too.
That's real.
Don't forget that.
Dustin Carter for 2. Lincoln was a tyrant. His in-laws were Confederates. We're not gonna get into the Lincoln debates. Yoshi Fan Nick for 2. Just looked up the movie. It's called A Lover of Men. Oh God. G Storm New
Bad
Mexico
news for Harry Sisson.
Oh gosh, G Storm New Mexico for 5. New Mexico is likely Democrat. It's still shifting Republican. New Mexico's red wall is getting strong with R plus shift at Albuquerque and Las Cruz. Is that how you say it?
Las Cruces.
Yeah, from 2020 to 2024, I'm kind of an expert on New Mexico. Well, no, I think New Mexico shifts right. I just think that it's not enough to really put in play just yet. It could, but we just gotta wait and see.
Nevada.
All right, Nevada, how we looking here?
I want to say lean R, but there's also a part of me that's kind of weary about it
I'm gonna say
because I know
Republican.
polling tends to overestimate us, and it's still kinda tight.
Sometimes. That's the thing that people gotta understand. It sometimes does. Sometimes it's just absolute trash, like it was in 2020.
I still think Trump's going to win Nevada, but I also don't want to be too,
Yeah.
confident in that.
Republicans with the real sodomites.
Oh, God. Cameron Full of God for 2. If Trump wins his biopic, will go so hard. Yeah, isn't there a movie coming out like The Apprentice or something?
Biopic.
Yeah, but it also features a R-word scene.
Oh
between
yeah, I
them.
heard about that. And they're trying to get.
Yeah,
the
I think it's like a leftist movie or something.
Yeah, I guess like the original.
It's
Thunder.
made by an Iranian Canadian journalist
That
who worked at
explains
BuzzFeed. BuzzFeed.
Yeah, well, that just made it 10 times worse. God, why is these same people that get these
Didn't
jobs?
BuzzFeed like die? Didn't they like shut down?
Yeah, I thought so. All right, American Nerd for 5. Jefferson was an agnostic. He was a deist, which means he believed in God, but didn't believe that God involved himself in the matters of mankind. Yeah, he was a deist.
That belief is such a joke, but we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah. Anyways, Nebraska 2nd. I can't believe we forgot about this. After today's news, safe that Republican. I'm kidding. But
Nebraska 2nd.
I'm saying likely Democrat.
Likely Democrat. Okay.
That's kind of my take right now. So that's the current map right now. We have Trump at 312 and Harris at 226. Now it can change. There's some states where you are a little bit leery on because we don't know. But I still find it bizarre that Trump is doing suddenly way better in Arizona. Maybe because of the immigration stuff, like you were saying, but
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking because like I saw it was a bigger issue than the economy in a couple polls. Like it's like I think it might almost be like how abortion was in Michigan in 2022. That's what I'm starting to lean towards with Arizona.
Curated Garrett for 2. John McCain did a commercial at Arlington in 2000. Exactly, but his son's saying, "Oh, how dare you go to Arlington and do a commercial?" Did McCain get in trouble for doing that?
Oh, it's fine when McCain does because he was a veteran.
McCain is our Lord and Savior. That's really how
Trump says they're losers and suckers.
Which got debunked like 15 times.
Trump needs to like supercut all those into like an ad and then run it. Like that's what he needs to do.
Well, the thing is that all Democrats have against him debunking it is that, oh, he's lying.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
But everyone else is saying that story's full of shit. That never happened.
Trump needs to hit Harris on that too during the debate next week.
Well, if it happens.
You called our veterans
Harris agreed to the rules
and losers.
Remember how like Democrats say like, oh, McCain was this fucking amazing paradigm, like he's not a Nazi, but like you even go watch Family Guy from 2007, 2008, and they're calling him a fucking Nazi.
Yeah. Polite rude guy for 2. Should I get drunk on election night? No. Just no.
Just don't drive.
All right. Anyways, folks, if anyone got any more questions, concerns, comments, or any more super chats, begin sending them now. Last call
had enough after that.
What?
I said you've had enough after that.
No, it just.
I have a 9 a.m. class today. I have a 9 a.m. class the Wednesday after election day. I kind of hope my professor just cancels it. And it's a political science class. So.
Yeah, they just canceled like all the what happened in 2016 where they had to cancel
classes. I don't think he would cancel it because of the election results. He probably just cancel it because we're all staying up to like past their bedtimes.
Yeah.
To watch it till 4.
You have to stay up till 5 a.m. then go to school like 2 hours later. Good luck.
So stay up till 5 a.m. and Pennsylvania doesn't even get called.
Let's see here. They probably called Eisenhower a Nazi. Oh yeah, the left is going to call him that. They probably did.
Hey, they were calling Republicans Nazis for just
probably
like
not back
years.
then.
Not back then, but probably 20 years ago.
Oh, Ronald Reagan's a Nazi. George Bush is a Nazi.
John McCain, Mitt Romney, then Donald Trump's like the worst of them all.
I kind of wish though the right would like kind of make Eisenhower make Reagan. That's what they should do.
I would agree with that, but they're never going to.
So when are they going to call Donald Trump a savior to democracy?
I give it 10 years before like.
They're gonna start calling him they're gonna be defending him in like 20
years. They did the same thing with Reagan. They did the same thing with Bush. They're gonna do the same thing with Romney.
People, my friend just sent me this. There are literal pictures of people calling Goldwater a fascist.
Are you serious?
Democrats have been calling
gay marriage even back then. Like
no.
He was a Lulbert, but
no, he was gay marriage. He came out in favor of gay marriage in the 80s.
Oh, that's when it was. It was still a lot earlier than a lot of people.
Earlier than most people. American Nerd for 3. Hope that Apprentice movie flops at the box office. Yeah, I don't think it will because resist liberals are just going to eat that up. They're just going to consume it.
Oh, we love watching.
People on the right want to make that Apprentice. They want to like take it like kind of like how they took Little Dark Age, like it was a liberal song, and they kind of co-opted it. Like a lot of right wingers are trying to do that with the Apprentice movie, or they're gonna try to.
They should. Let's see here. Will Lichtman predict Trump or Harris? Well, suddenly he's saying Donald Trump, if he wins, is a threat to democracy. Yeah, if he wins, he'll become a dictator.
I think it's just I don't know. I think he's still gonna have Harris up. But that's my prediction. Which, by the way, I put this down in a tweet, and some people kind of called me out for it. But I'm going to say it anyways. I mean, you can laugh at his predictions all you want, but there's still a chance he might be right. Get your ass out and vote.
True. That's a good point. But I still think he's be hilariously wrong because the problem with his model is like, it's not the forecast itself is the problem. It's the person that's making the prediction. That's the problem. Like he's a deranged
Wait, no,
Trump.
wait, I gotta find it because he got arrested. You need to pull this up on stream before
Yeah,
you
I
end it real quick because I gotta
What are
find
you
it.
talking about?
Yeah, he got disqualified
find
from
the
the
image.
debate, and then he tried to break in or something, and then, well, not break
I
in,
think it was
but
like 2006.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because this picture is gold. This should be like everywhere.
Maryland produces some weird ass Democrat.
Hey, you need to pull this up on stream, dude. It's amazing.
What is it with Maryland and these Democrat candidates? I mean,
You can't make this up.
you got Alan Lichtman, you got that gay guy that ran for governor in 2018. To take that, Trump.
I'm gonna go hang out with some other people now. See you.
All right, see you, Tyrone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this picture. Yeah, the 2006 Maryland Senate race, everyone.
Debate.
Oh, he got arrested. This picture should be plastered everywhere. The guy's a nut job. He's completely lost it.
That's him. That's Lichtman.
Didn't he say he wants to abolish the Second Amendment or something like that?
Oh yeah, he did.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Which there's probably more. Which I mean, there's probably like 1,000 tweets calling for it to be abolished.
Yeah, I
today.
think he wrote a book on it. The case for abolishing the Second Amendment or whatever.
I think
look at his wife. Look at his
the
wife
average,
on the
like,
ground.
Yes.
Look at his wife though. Like, what is the?
I don't know. That's
the average.
Democrats.
That's the average liberal wife right there.
Yeah, it's real. All right. Anyways,
Alright.
folks, I think we're in the stream here. If anyone,
Actually, one more thing I got to bring up. I mean, obviously, I'm in a political science class. I think there's one classmate of mine that said that Colin Allred was a conservative Democrat, and then I think after I probably maybe loud enough to like, I think he switched to like, oh, he comes off as a conservative Democrat.
that's better.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, which I guess, yeah, technically he is trying to LARP as
It's
one.
like John Tester. It seems like he's a conservative, but he's not. You know.
I worked with Donald Trump to the past.
Yeah. When you're a Democrat running on that, you're done.
I'm pretty sure
Can I say
before
can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. If you guys haven't already, be sure to go check out my YouTube. It's just Luke J. Gagnon. It's just my name. So just like find it. It's pretty easy to find on YouTube. And I assume a lot of people here on Twitter probably know me from there. And my YouTube's also in my it's in the website section of the Twitter. So yeah, be sure to check that out. And thank you for having me on, Rob.
No problem. That was good. All right. American Nerd for 5. Rap, you're gonna watch Joker 2 when it comes out. Yeah, probably. I want to see what
Is
shit
it like
it
a
is.
musical?
Supposedly, I don't believe that, but we just gotta see. But yeah, thanks for joining the stream, good sir. You can come back on maybe later, maybe for another prediction, maybe.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to come on the Senate one.
Yeah.
When you do that.
We're not talking, but yeah,
we
the
need your input on Hubdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thanks for your insight. Anyways, folks, I think we're in the stream here. If you guys did enjoy, you know what to do. Smash the like button down below. Subscribe. Share with your friends. Join the channel. Just $1 a month. We'll see you guys in the next stream, video, wherever.